you could say and spell your first and last name for me.
Joel Biggs, Joelbiggs.
And then what is your title?
I would be the president of historic programs and the executive director.
Okay. So you were the founding member of this parade.
That's correct.
Where did this idea come from?
Well, the idea came from, maybe family in the military, maybe children and youth participating in band and choir, and trying to merge the two. And so what we've done is create an opportunity for students to step out of the classroom, go to the places where history was made, and pay tribute to and learn directly from our history makers. And we feel like this event is a living memorial. They're all going to go out and learn about Pearl Harbor at the Arizona Memorial and see those places where that attack took place. But this parade is a living memorial. It's one of our Pearl Harbor survivors actually called it that. We began on the 70th year anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor. And this guy, great gentleman, said, "Why has it taken so long to have a parade?" And these veterans were thrilled. Their families, as you can imagine, were thrilled. Going down Calico Avenue, one of the world's famous avenues, and having the public come out and show their support and show their gratitude, really the gratitude of a grateful nation who lived up to the directive to always remember. And that's what we're trying to do, is always remember what took place. Learn the lessons of the past, which is the other thing we try to do, teach tomorrow's leaders the lessons of the past. And so Colbert County High School Band, who is here, is representing the great state of Alabama, who, by the way, just beat Georgia, so I'm sure they're happy about that. And they're here to pay a heartfelt tribute to veterans not only in their state, but veterans from all over the country. And these gentlemen are 100 years old, and they'll be driving down as co-grand marshals in the parade. And they'll be sitting in Corvette convertibles. Hopefully it won't be raining, because they'll get wet, but they're probably okay with that. And Americans will come out and show their support, but as you can see in Hawaii, we have people from all over the world who come to Hawaii. And that's the other component of this event. It's a reconciliation theme. Not only do we remember the past, but we also recognize that once bitter enemies can be friends and allies. And that's certainly the case with the United States and the nation of Japan. And so along Calico Avenue, you're going to see Americans out there waving flags. You're also going to see good people from Japan out there waving American flags. And so it brings everybody together. And I think that this is really important, especially in an environment that seems to be divided at every turn. Nobody cares about your political affiliation. Nobody cares what color you are. We're all just coming together and paying a heartfelt tribute to those who we need to remember.
You think about all the bands that are here. How many bands? Do you have numbers off the top of your head? Well,
we, of course, have to limit the number of bands, and so we're a little bit selective. We want to go out and find bands that represent the spirit of American youth, and we get recommendations from music educators, and we do research online to try to find a nice fit for this program, and then an invitation is extended by our selection committee. And we feel like Colbert County fits the bill. They're a great all-American group, and we're so happy that they're here. And Logan Pouncey, the director, a few things need to add up in order for these kids to have experiences. You need to have a director who has vision, who's committed, who's willing to work away from school, because he's not only working in the band room teaching music, but then he has to take the time to work in putting this program together, this opportunity for his kids. That has to happen. The second thing that has to happen is you've got to have parents who also buy into this vision and who participate and help to generate funds and all those things. And then you have to have an administration that will open the door and say, you know what, you don't have to be locked into the school classroom. We want you to go out and see some of those places where history was made, and step on the grounds at Pearl Harbor and hear directly from the people who were there some of their firsthand experiences. And if those things happen, and then the last thing, that the kids are committed to rising to excellence, then you've got a formula for success. And that's what we look for when we invite a group to come back and be part of this living memorial, the Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade.
And so it's not just the parade, there's a special dinner that's happening too after the
Well, they're
parade.
doing all kinds of things while they're here in Hawaii, right? You can't come to Hawaii and not get a little Polynesian culture. You can't come to Hawaii and not see Pearl Harbor. But we want to make sure that not only are they educated, but that they also have a positive and uplifting experience. And so they're going to, on parade day, there's an opening ceremony, and we'll have thousands gathered there. All of our co-grand marshal World War II veterans and Pearl Harbor survivors will be on the stage. We'll have a mass band performance of all these bands that are coming together, led by the Marine Forces Pacific Band, performing for these veterans. And then afterwards, they'll be escorted to the parade route. They'll march down Calico Avenue in front of thousands of enthusiastic spectators. And then at the end, we're going to talk to them a little bit. They're going to listen to the Marine Band perform, a couple other performances. They'll get a nice meal at the end of the parade, and we'll have a little bit of a celebration for a job well done.
That's awesome. And your group coordinates the trips for the grant for the veterans, the students, and everyone?
We do it all from start to finish. Historic Programs is a national nonprofit organization. We produce meaningful events that unite generations, and we do this at Pearl Harbor. We also do it at D-Day. Every June 6th in Normandy, France, we have a similar event to commemorate the liberation of Europe and pay tribute to those who served over there. We also have in Washington, D.C. on Veterans Day weekend what we call the Parade of Heroes, where we pay tribute to veterans of all the other wars. We want to make sure that America is remembering the service and the sacrifice of our good veterans and their families who sacrificed so much as well.